Good afternoon, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The Weather Bureau says the Hunter can expect another burst this afternoon from the intense east coast low battering the region. Dungog has recorded more than 312 millimetres of rain since 9 o'clock yesterday morning, while wind gusts have reached the Category 2 cyclone level of 135 kilometres per hour at Nobbies. And John James from the Williamtown Weather Office says there's more to come.
So we're not anticipating the wind strength to abate a great deal at all for the foreseeable future. There's concern that we might get another little burst of a low pressure system again this afternoon into the evening. So in general terms, there's not much relief in sight today. However, the low pressure system will begin to abate somewhat during Wednesday.
Meanwhile, rescue crews were called to Martins Creek near Maitland earlier this morning, where an empty school bus washed into a flooded causeway. The driver escaped injury but had to be winched to safety. There's widespread damage around the Hunter with fallen trees and roofs torn off homes. The SES has responded to more than 1,000 calls for help in the region. Meanwhile, as the big wet continues, attention is now turning to the likely impact of flooding. A major flood warning is current for the Patterson and Williams rivers. The Patterson is expected to reach a peak of 13 metres this hour at the Gostwick Bridge, resulting in major flooding. Elsewhere, river heights are peaking at 9 metres at Dungog, while a peak of 11 metres is expected at Milldam Falls at about 3 this afternoon, with major flooding expected. Amanda Hyde from the Hunter Region SES is urging drivers to stay away from swollen creeks and causeways.
The areas of the Williams and Patterson Rivers catchment area are quite inundated with floodwaters, and we're asking people to stay indoors and not drive through floodwaters. It's not worth the risk.
Ausgrid says at least 70,000 homes and businesses in the region are without power, and although electricity has been restored to some areas, it's likely there'll be more outages this afternoon. Anthony O'Brien from Ausgrid says crews are working to get as many customers back on the grid as possible.
Systematically go street by street to make sure any fallen power lines are made safe. This includes fallen power lines which may be hidden in debris. The priority will be then to look at those major power lines that are affected so we can restore power to the most number of customers at any one time.
The power outages have also had a significant impact on Hunter Water, with many pumping stations out of action. Jeremy Barth from Hunter Water says areas like Lemon Tree Passage, Beresfield, Coal Point, Ellamore Vale, Mount Hutton and parts of Dudley, Whitebridge and Newcastle West have limited or no water at this stage.
Hunter Water has thrown all its resources out into the field today. We are prioritising water over sewer in terms of breaks and emergencies. We're strongly encouraging the public to only notify Hunter Water of a situation if it is an emergency in their opinion. The emergency number at Hunter Water is 1300 657 000.
Briefly updating sport, former NRL bad boy Anthony Watts is hoping to get his career back on track by playing club football in Newcastle. The 28-year-old, who served several stints in jail, will be in town on Thursday to meet with officials from local clubs. He says he's left the bikies and wants to follow in the footsteps of Russell Packer and Danny Wicks. 2NURFM News Time is 12:10.